Hey moguls, we are going to make an upgrade today. We're going to make a shift that's really, really important today. And we're going to shift from being a victim to being a champion. And from here on out, I'm going to refer to that as the V word because we're not going to use it anymore. And we're going to replace that because it sounds really close to a champion, but we're going to replace it with a champion, which is one of my favorite upgrades that we do. It's one of the best shifts that our clients ever make happen. It's one of the foundational transformations that we do inside our transformation programs. So the V programming is one that can, for some people, be the most impossible one to make a shift in. And yet, if there's any willingness to remain in it, to utilize it, to weaponize it against yourself or anyone else, or just even indulge in it, the bottom line is it will keep making more of itself. There is literally no way to be a champion and a V person at the same time. These two things are incompatible. So for those of you that want to be truly successful, to want to flow your reality, to be in flow, to be in an elevated state and an elevated reality, an elevated, wealthy reality, those two things don't go together. But what I find is that people are very identified with being a V person, and they get a lot of mileage out of that, and they get a lot of attention for it, and they get a lot of engagement, and they pull in a lot of empathy for it. And I find that people that maintain that identity, that identification with these things that turn them into a V person, and we're going to make them into a champion. We're here to make ourselves more accurately into a champion. It's because they are trying to raise their frequency. And if you have this programming and you've ever utilized feeling like a V person in order to get something that you wanted, then you're pulling to upgrade your frequency. These people are essentially trying to upgrade their frequency by bringing people down to it, into the one that they're in, bringing them in it, getting them to share in it, and that's somehow how they're improving the situation for themselves, which is not really happening. It's very temporary. Now I brought someone into it, now there's a little bit better, but the whole point of reality is that we could all be in a high reality, a wealthy reality, a luxurious reality, a flowing reality, where everything is present and available to us. And there's such thing as negative attention, which means that we're pulling, or people can be pulling for empathy in order to raise their frequency, rather than just skipping all that V reality, being in a champion reality, and programming oneself into a champion, a master of reality. Because when you are, those things don't happen to you. You're not a V person, because if you're a V person, you'll have a V reality. But if you're a champion, you'll have a winner's reality. So I'm thinking of a client who once wanted to, quite honestly, who was trying to falsify something to an insurance company in order to get a bunch of money from them, and it wasn't factual. And the reality was, and this was the upgrade that we did, which is you can't have it both ways. You can't be a V person and be the triumphant person that she was really wanting to be. So that was one of the most important upgrades that we did. We can't be both. We're just muddying the reality. So we have a choice to be programmed into a champion and thereby have all the champion things happen for us. And we have a choice if we want to stay a V person, because people do get something out of that. The weaker people will go into that reality with them. They can pull a lot of people in there with them, and they can control a lot by being a V person, by being negative. I've seen this my whole life. People with the most reactivity, the most the people who are able to be like taking on the role of this martyr and this V person and making everyone the villain person, and their V, we call it VV programming. And we want to do champion programming. Ooh, that feels so much better. Ooh, this is the winner programming. And when we're a champion, then we have a champion reality and good things happen. We are mastering reality. So anywhere that you need to clean up, clear up, and replace that V programming, and whatever you think it's getting you, or you see someone in your life and you're engaging in that, champions focus on high level priorities, on mastery, on mastering reality, on evolving themselves into a higher level, on being in a higher level and performing at a world-class level as a being, as a role model, as an inspiration. So that's where we want to flow. It's a much higher ground. It's a much more beneficial reality. It's a wealthier reality. So you're invited to make this shift, to make this upgrade, and to just become a champion maker of yourself and your world. All right, let's do this one. Let's really together become champions. Right? And so for this upgrade, let's stake your claim. Let's go into the comments and you're going to say, I am a champion. Right? You're going to say it, put an exclamation point on it, tell the universe you are a champion, get it clear, feel it, let this come into your reality field. Each of you that does it and makes that comment, stakes that claim, goes into the higher ground. And each one of you that does it makes it possible for that champion maker upgrade to be possible for everyone else, just by claiming it for yourself. By making that, we now are making a community of champions, and you are just invited to it. And what do champions do? Champions claim it. They perform it. So you're going to write that comment. You're going to perform the champion upgrade. You're going to say it to yourself. I'm a champion. I am a champion. I'm going to say it until it flows so well. That is all that is there, is flow when you say it. You wrote it, you said it, we're programming it. It's now in the world. It's your signature. You told the universe, I'm a champion. Boom. Now you're taking in the champion upgrade. You're tapping into the champion reality field. It starts giving you, you're a winner, right? You're powerful. You're exceptional. You're excellent. You're a role model. You're an influencer. You are a top mogul. You're a top artist. You're a top game changer. You're a top reality maker. All right, so let's get into making a champion reality and making it clear that we mean business. All right, so way to take this upgrade in, way to do what we call moguling up, getting up into your mogul self, your higher self, your self that can steward a high reality, whether it's business, partnership, or family, or company, and get into that top identity of a top champion, steward of your reality, mogul of your reality. All right, everyone. Thank you for taking that upgrade. Thank you for doing it together. Thank you for sharing it with others and passing this upgrade along to those all over the world that need to feel that they too can be a champion. Thanks for creating a chain of intention and a chain of champions by being one of them. All right. Thanks for making this upgrade possible. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.